Hello and welcome back to Boo Bear Trader. Today I will go to 12 stock. We'll have earning tomorrow, and I will start with Apple. All right. So Apple, you can see here, it is still moving up after the last earning here. Around 200, now it's 270. So let's take a look at the stock and its short-term trend. Okay, it looked like the trend didn't really change much. Okay, so in a way, it's still at the top of the channel here and overbought short and long term. So I expect 60% it will pull back to around, I would say 255. At 60%, 40%, it will jump higher to, I would say, about 280, about 40%. So more chance of a pullback just due to overbought and the technical, which is on top of the channel here. Let me see if I see anything else. So we got the top of the previous high. So maybe it will hit 259, but it could go at low at 250, actually 252 to close this gap. So it might even close that gap at 252. But 259 is a good support due to the previous high. So we will see how it is, but my my target is still at 252, all right, for Apple, and 280 for a bounce. All right, next we have Amazon. All right, so Amazon, you can see September to about a couple weeks back, it was in a decline, but now it's actually moving up now. Okay. All right, so we can see the bear flag right here led to more bear flag down, but now the high is actually higher than this, so which is a good news. So we want to see what's going on. Okay, it looked like Amazon, when we look back, is still not take out this is high from February. All right, and for the past 3 months, couple months to 3 months, it kind of moves sideways. Short term that I can see it is like this. All right, so we can see it actually broke out of this trend, and I think it might come back down and test again. Short term is over bought, but long term is actually oversold a little bit. So for now, I would say only 40% of a bounce to test the previous high at 238. And that only about, I would say about 40%. Okay, 60% I will think we will have a pullback here. The first support I see is here at 224. However, it might come down as low as 220. Or actually maybe 220. So maybe it might pull back 220 at around 60%. I don't think it's gonna move that much. Maybe it will come down and hit 224 first. But 220 is not out of the our possibility, because usually you can see once it move out, it will come back and test. It might not come back tomorrow, but maybe soon it will. But if it pull back, we might see 224 first. But 220 is not a good level. Eli Lilly. So last earning is actually pull back a lot, right? And then after that, it bounce, pull back a little bit and bounce again. So now we have, let me see. Okay, so it a little bit, it's kind of neutral right now, but long term is still overbought. Short term trend that I see is something like this. Okay. So I'm thinking this is similar to a bear flag. So I'm gonna get, and also overbought long term. So I'm thinking it's going to pull back and test 764 at 60%, 40%. It will come back and test 860. Okay, and 60% at 764. Okay, so most likely we might have a pullback unless the number coming hot and much better than expected, and the outlook is forecast actually positive. We might see a jump to test the previous high here. All right. Next we have MasterCard. All right, so MasterCard, last earning, it jumped a little bit and then pull back. Then it tests the red line again, pull back. Then after that, it's actually broke below, above. Came back to test, broke above, came back, test again, pull back. So you can see that is actually, if you look at this trend recently, you can see it's actually down. So short term, it looks something like this. Okay. Short term is neutral, long term is heading to oversold. So I would give it 60% of a bounce to here, 570, and 40% of a pullback to test. Probably around here, 533, was lower at 528. And then 60% bound, 570. Okay. It looked like for the past 5 months, it's basically moved sideways. I don't see anything stand out. All right, so that's for Mastercard. Shell. Let me see. Short term overbought, long term also overbought. Short term trend. Okay. Okay, so it's something like this. So it's at the top of the channel and it did a pullback already. So I'm thinking 60% it will pull back and test 73. 40% gonna bounce again. Let me see any higher than before. We got something here. Right here, 78. Oh. Okay, so 78 will be its next resistance. Okay, 40% bounce only. 60% pullback. 73. See anything else here? So you can see this candle here and here correspond to this previous high over here. So that is a good support, but it can close this gap here at 73 right here. So that is why 73. Okay. Next we have Merck. Okay, so for Merck, it didn't really go anywhere much. So since the last time it was low right here, until now it actually moved up a little bit, like about 13 point or so. And I put the resistance and support here. And you can see is still moving around these two lines. But the good news is actually it's moved up a little bit. So we'll see. For the trend, we got something like this. And basically this is the line here. So we got short-term overbought. Long-term is getting to overbought as well. So 60%, I would say we might have a pullback to probably 83. So we got something of a support like this over here. Okay, and then 40%, we might bounce and touch this this top of the channel at 93. If the outlook is actually positive, we'll get it there. All right. So let me see if anything else standing out. All right, I don't see anything. Let's move next to Budweiser. Okay. After the last earning drop, right? It moved in a way, kind of moved sideways. For short term, we have something like this. Or should I put it like this? For the high is not that much, but maybe something like, or even something like this. So now we have short-term overbought, long-term is still oversold. So right now I would give this, this is a tough one. I would say we got to pull back at about 55%, but 45% of a jump. Where will it jump? It might jump here to close this gap right here. Okay, so if the number coming really hot and crushing off the estimate and expectation, outlook is actually a little bit better than expected, we'll jump to 66. Otherwise, we may pull back to about 59 at about 55%. Normally, when it's moved like this, I would give it at least 60 to 65 a pullback. But because this had been beating up so bad for the past one, so I give it a little bit more chance of a bounce. Those might close. But if we look, let me see, if we look further out, right, for the past 5 years, for example, it is still at the middle. So right now it's not that bad. Just the consumer, the number right now is not good. But we never know. During that time, people might drink and smoke more. So maybe it will push the outlook up. And that's how it's gonna come back and close the previous gap right here. Right? So this is a good stock to keep an eye on. GILD short-term over. So you can see the down move here. But long term, I think it's still, it's still a little bit overbought. And you can see it is still within the channel. However, as it's at the bottom of the support, so it might bounce due to the oversold condition as well. So I would say more chance of 60% of a bounce to 124, 125. Okay. And about 40% of a pullback to 110. So we have support here from the pivot point. So I do see more chance of bounce, but we never know. Stock might come back and test this support. So about 40% to 45% it might pull back. But let's hope for a bounce. And come back in playing, continue with the trend. Otherwise, it might change the trend of change the direction of the trend. After it break below here, it will change more and take out this low. Then we'll have, a change of a trend for the stock. But so far, it didn't move that much. I would say about 25-30% from low. And let me check for the. Still got about 2.6% dividend. So it's still a solid stock and solid company. But so right now it's in a way it depends on the outlook and what the company leader see in the future of the stock for the next year. Striker. All right, Striker short term is neutral. Long term is over. So okay, so short term look kind of like this. Okay. So I say about 60% we might have about 4% we are gonna pull back. And it might come down to 355. At 40%, maybe 348 to close this gap right here. But most likely it will bounce due to the condition, to the technical, and jump to 380. Okay, let me see anything else with this stock. Yep, there's some support here, but stronger support around 348 and 345. Dividend is not. So yeah, it might come back down to this support or low right here and then bounce. But due to the technical, I think that we might see a bounce. Altria. Okay, so the last earning, I expect a jump, so it did. And then after that, in a way, it went up a lot, but came back right to 62. So let's see what's for this stock. All right, so short term, we have something like this. And this. So it is pretty, maybe this. So the trend is not that big of a range. I see we got the support here, and then more support over here at 60. So I would say maybe 60 would be the support. So we might have a bounce due to the oversold, but long term is still overbought. So I give it 55% of a bounce to 64. Okay, but 45% might come down to 60 and test that support. It is a good company. I think the dividend is high. Yeah, so 6.5, that is really good dividend. So it's a solid company. So far it's been, even though it didn't move that much, right? But if we look back, it's actually up quite a lot from the couple years ago. So I would say the trend still continue to be a little bit lower. But if the outlook is good, we might see it jump and then maybe come back and test 66 again. But if the number is not good, we might see 60, and then it can even go lower to probably around 57 here. So we'll see what it does. All right, the last two. Coinbase. A lot of people want me to review Coinbase. Well, so you can see last time I looked at it, I said, okay, might hit. It was around here at 320. I say it might even go lower. So the last, after that, about 3-4 days, it went a little bit lower, touching. Let me show you this. This is really good. Touching the support here at the orange line and then bounce. I gave the 346 as the at the limit, and it hit up only after a couple days. Then it kind of pulled back, and guess what? It pulled back near my target as well. Even if it would go lower to about 298, 297, it will bounce. So that's what I was expecting, and it kind of went with the way I predicted. Okay, so now this is the short term. It's still moving like it should. So it's a little bit oversold. Long term is the same. All right, so if that's the case, I would give it about 40% of a pullback only. Maybe this time it's not going to be 312, but maybe it will go down to, let's say, 306 here, or even 290 something. But I would say 306 is more likely at 40%. Due to oversold, It might come back and test 390, 389 at about 60%. Let's make it even. So we might test this one again. Oops. So it's actually 388. Okay, that's fine. All right, let me see anything else. So it really depends on how it is right now. But you know, more people actually into stock and crypto right now. The number and outlook may be coming a little bit better, and we will see this, or it can come back and test this level at 426.25. So these are something that we need to look, because if the number coming hot, it will jump a lot. So it like this. Okay, so we will see these oops. All right, so we will see how it is. The last one, strategy. Well, you can see a lot of people request me to look at review these two, and you can see, right, when it was here, I say, okay, it might go lower, but I see it bounce back to 300. So only a last couple days, I mean, after that couple days after, it hit 300, came back, hit again, pull back. So what now? That means 300 is still a very very strong support, but now it is the resistance. So I'm changing it to this red. Okay, so this will be this will be the support, because of this. It changed already since July, and it's been trending down. You can see, right? All the low is actually get lower and lower. It's really oversold, both short and long term. So I expect a bounce. 60% of a bounce. Where? About, I would say 315. At 60%. But of course, there's always a chance of a pullback. And this time, if it does, it will test 238. At 40%, it might hit. So right now, it really depends on the Bitcoin. If the Bitcoin jump later on, it will come up. But look like we Bitcoin kind of that star right now, right? Let me see. What is Bitcoin price right now? So 108 for the last year. So basically, it's been going sideways for 5-6 months already. Okay, so this is why it's been trending lower. When we look back about 6 months or 7 months, it's kind of sideways as well. So I think it might come up and test again, unless the number coming really bad in terms of their business side. I don't see it coming too much lower. We might have a bounce soon. Okay, but you never know in stock. because that's just how you need to expect the unexpected. All right, thanks for watching. Please hit a like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.